Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about my ECV experience when I was 36 weeks pregnant with a bicornuate uterus. Basically my baby is footling breech and that's why they attempted the procedure. They wanted to induce me at 38 weeks instead of waiting till 39 weeks to have an elective cesarean because he is measuring underweight. So yeah, they think he might be growth restricted. Basically what happened was I went in on a Monday morning after fasting since like 12 a.m. that night. I did have a sip of water in the morning, which they told me not to do, but I didn't realise that until after I'd already had a little bit of water. So I went into the hospital and they basically hooked me up to the CTG monitor to monitor baby's heart rate and everything. So the doctor came in and basically introduced himself and asked me if I had any questions, and I said yes. Basically like, how many of these have you done? And he said I've done over 1,000 of them, and I said okay, that sounds very good, and what are the risks? Because I didn't really know for sure just how risky it was and if I was going to be rushed to have a cesarean that day, like how high the chance was. And he said out of like the 1,000 that he's done, he's had like the placenta eruption or placenta, something to do with the placenta rupturing. It's only happened twice in his whole career, and it's very, very rare, but he said that he has to tell me about it anyway. Every sort of 6,000 of these procedures can cause fetal death. He's done 1,000 and it's never happened to him, he said. Okay, so if you're wondering what an ECV is, ECV stands for external cephalic version. I hope I said that right, but this is what I'm reading off Google for what it is. An external cephalic version or version is a procedure used to turn a fetus from breech position or side-lying transverse position into a head-down position before labour begins. When successful, version makes it possible for you to have a vaginal birth. So yeah, my baby was footling breech, so it seemed like a good thing to do. Basically, after they had the CTG monitoring me for a little bit, they hooked me up, like did my blood pressure and put a little thing on my finger, took my temperature, sort of made sure that I was all good as well. And then they said, okay, we're gonna inject you with this drug now. What they do is they inject you with a drug that relaxes your uterus, but it also causes heart palpitations, can cause you to be clammy, very anxious, and it feels like you're just not relaxed at all. Like it feels like you're very stressed out because of the heart racing and everything. I didn't think that those side effects would be as significant as they actually were for me. He told me that he was injecting it very slowly, and they had like me hooked up to like my heart rate so they could see how my heart was going, and basically within 5 minutes I was saying like I don't feel good, like I was completely out of it. It was the worst thing. My heart was going like, it felt like it was going 100 miles an hour. Like I felt like I could hear my heart, and it was like up in my neck, like it was in my throat, like, and it was just beating so fast. They told me it was about 120 beats per minute and they didn't want to like make it go any further over that. And then I started feeling really, really clammy and really, really hot, and I felt like I was going to be sick. And I said like, I think I'm going to vomit, is that normal? And the nurses didn't really seem too worried, and then I said like, no, I'm going to vomit. So they got me a vomit bag, and like I didn't even care who was watching me, like I just vomited in this bag, like the tiniest bit of water. It must have been that water that I had earlier in the morning, but basically it all came up, and after I vomited I felt a little bit better, but they still hadn't finished injecting all of the drugs, so they still had to put the rest of it in. I didn't notice any difference in feeling with my uterus muscles at all. I was just like, oh my god, my heart is beating so fast, and I was feeling anxious about that. Even though I knew it was normal, it was, yeah, it was very uncomfortable. I don't really know how to explain it. I've never had that experience before. Like, it was weird to just be lying down and then feel like I'd sort of run a marathon from the way that my heart was, and it was literally like I felt it in my neck, guys. Like I don't know if that was, has that happened to you? Like did you feel it in your neck? because yeah, it was weird. After that he put talcum powder all over my stomach, which I was completely unaware he even did because I was so in my own head. He said, okay, what we're going to do is try to get his feet out. Where do you think the feet are and where do you think the head is? And I said, I think the head's up here and the feet are down there, which was right because they did an ultrasound as well, and that showed that. And basically he put his hand under his feet and pushed, and while one hand was up under my right rib cage on his head, and he was trying to push the feet out, and he held his feet there for probably 30 seconds, and that's probably what hurt the most, was his actual skin on my skin, the friction burn. It wasn't actually like an internal hurt, it was more just like the skin rubbing. That's what hurt the most. And he was holding his feet there. He said he was trying to get the baby to kick, or because sometimes they can kick and they kick into place and they spin, which I didn't know. But basically he was, after that, he was pushing a little bit more and said, okay, after about 2 minutes he said, your baby is in a really, really comfortable position. How long has he been breech for? And I said, my whole pregnancy. I've got a bicornuate uterus. I've never noticed his head to not be under my ribs. So he said, okay, well, I'm not going to force him to go into a position that he doesn't want to go into. It's too risky with your uterus, and we don't want to put him in any, we don't want to put him under any stress at all. And I was really happy about that, even though I was disappointed that that meant I wouldn't be having a vaginal birth and he was going to remain breech. I was honestly just like, I just want my baby to not be stressed out, and all I really cared about was that the baby was going to be safe. And the doctor was very, very gentle. It wasn't excruciatingly painful like I've read online that a lot of people have had excruciating pain with this. It was nothing like that for me. It was just friction burn, although mine was unsuccessful, so I couldn't talk on behalf of what a successful one would feel like. They monitored me for about an hour afterwards with the CTG, and I wasn't having any contractions, but the drug is meant to stop the contractions anyway, so everything was fine. Baby's heart rate was fine and my heart rate was coming down. I was starting to feel a bit more with it, but I still felt really all over the place. And when it was finally time to go, I was like anxious as, I was like, I want to go, like I want to eat something, like let's get out of here, like there's no reason me being here anymore. And I was saying like stupid things, like I didn't realize the drug affected me that much. I just thought that it was just gonna be like a muscle relaxant, and maybe you got heart palpitations and maybe you felt clammy, but no, it was like crazy anxious, crazy heart movements. And yeah, so I was really glad when that started to wear off. And basically they booked me in for a ultrasound to check how everything was going with his growth. But I had the scan and baby still looks healthy and everything is fine. So I will be having an elective cesarean between 38 and 39 weeks. And the chance of him turning is very, very unlikely. So I'm completely okay with that, because at the end of the day, what matters most is that baby is safe and I am safe, and we do the least riskiest thing possible so that we're both happy and healthy. Yeah, that's my experience, guys. I would recommend trying it, because I feel like if I didn't try the ECV, I would be wondering, like, if I did try it, would it have worked? Would I have been able to have a vaginal birth? And I would have been sort of thinking about that for the rest of my life maybe, but now I know for sure that it wasn't going to work. And all I can say is ask your doctor how experienced he is, how comfortable he is doing it. If you have a uterus abnormality, ask him if he's done it before. Just ask those questions, because it honestly made me feel a lot better before going in. And if it does hurt that much, you can just say to stop, and they will stop at any time. So yeah, in my experience, even though it was unsuccessful and the drug was horrible, I am glad that I did try it. So yeah, thanks for watching my video, guys, and I hope you did learn something. I do make pregnancy updates every week, and I will talk about, I have spoken sort of what else happened in my 36th week of pregnancy. I will link that here. Basically, I do updates every week. Please subscribe to my channel if you like this video, and thumbs up if you learned something. And yeah, I'll catch you next week, guys. Bye.